أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق أجمعين آخر نبي وآخر مرسل من المرسلين حبيب رب العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجعلنا منهم واجمعنا بهم يا أرحم الراحمين في عليين من غير سابقة عذاب ولا حساب آمين. Today's topic, it's about the language of Al-Quran Al-Kareem, Al-Arabiyya, Al-Lughatul Arabiyya, the Arabic language. And when we say it's a language, it's not an ethnicity, it's not a race, it's not a certain color or a certain geographic area. Whoever speaks fluently Arabic, he is considered a Arabi. So the Arabiyya, Al-Arabiyya Lughatul Lisan, the Arabic language is the language of the tongue. And when you speak English, you speak English. That doesn't mean you are from England. So anyone can learn Arabic. So why this topic and why it's important? Let's look at the Quran and we learn from the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون. Surah Yusuf, al-ayah number 2. We, Allah Azza wa Jal, said we have descended the Quran in Arabic, Qur'anan Arabiyan, لعلكم تعقلون, so that you would ta'qil, you would think about it, you would understand it, you would believe in it, you will use your brain and use your aql, the intellectual, to connect the Quran and understand it and apply it. Subhanallah. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. The other ayah in Surah Taha, ayah 113. وَكَذَلِكَ أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا. وَكَذَلِكَ أَنزَلْنَاهُ. For sure, we have also descended it Arabic Quran. Quran in the Arabic language. In Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah 195, بِلِسَانٍ عَرَبِيٍّ مُبِينٍ. So talking about the Quran, that Allah have descended the Quran in the tongue. When you say the tongue, بِلِسَانٍ means the language. عَرَبِيٍّ مُبِينٍ, Arabic language, مُبِين, clear, to be communicated, to be used as a communication. And we stress about the point that when you say Arabic, it's the language that you use in communication, understand it and believing. Another surah which is Fussilat, ayah number 3. كتاب فصلت آياته قرآنا عربيا لقوم يعلمون. Kitabun, here the Quran, sometimes it's referred to it as the book. The book of Allah Azza wa Jal, Kitabullah. Fussilat, means the ayat فصلت آياته قرآن عربيا. The ayat have descended in parts, in detailed, and those details, those ayat which were detailed in Arabic. لقوم يعلمون, so people, for those who learn, for those who know, for those who seek the knowledge. So these are few ayat. I can continue going on until we understand how important to know that Allah chose for a wisdom that He knows this language. So the deen, the Arabic, will be the bowel, will be the carrier, will be the vehicle of deen, of Islam to the whole world. Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab had an amazing saying about this, and we all know Al-Faruq, the second Khalifa of Islam, قال تعلموا العربية فإنها تزيد في المروءة وتعلموا العربية فإنها من الدين. He is talking to the Muslims, he's talking to you and me, he's talking to the Muslims till Yawm al-Qiyamah, the Khalifa, the Sahabi Umar ibn al-Khattab, and he says, learn Arabic, learn the language of Quran. فإنها تزيد في المروءة, it increases your muru'ah. There's no real English word that I can use for muru'ah, but I can try my best to tell you what muru'ah is. Muru'ah can include dignity, can include self-esteem, can include your reputation, can include the decency, how decent you are, how much you are careful with your the way you deal with others. You are so high level in your akhlaq, in your manners, that when you tell someone, this is a man of muru'ah, so you don't lie, you're not munafiq, you are truthful, you're trustworthy. And I can go forever, muru'ah. And this will tell you why Arabic is important to learn. One word, to translate it, you need sometimes pages or even books. So Arabic will make your muru'ah higher, according to whom? Umar ibn al-Khattab. What else? وَتَعَلَّمُوا الْعَرَبِيَّةَ فَإِنَّهَا مِنَ الدِّينِ. Learn Arabic, it is from deen. This is the core of our khutbah today. Is it a choice? Is it a luxury? I can learn it, or I don't want to learn it. It's okay. No, it's not this way. It's up to you to learn Chinese or Italian or Spanish. You might need it in life, you might not need it. Depends on what part of the world you can live in. But in Arabic, it's not supposed to be a choice for you as a Muslim. It is not a simple choice. It is a must. It is from your deen. It is from your deen. Without it, you cannot understand the deen fully. Can you practice the deen fully? I believe yes, even if you don't speak Arabic or you don't read Arabic. If you know Quran, you can practice your deen. Will you understand it, feel it, live it, love it without the Arabic? Absolutely not. And that's why all scholars, all ulama from Pakistan, from India, from Afghanistan, from the West, from South America, the first thing they do to become a alim, they travel to one of the Arabic speaking countries and they live there for a few years and they practice the Arabic. And they come back, subhanallah, they speak better Arabic than many Arabs. They know the poetry, they know the history, they know the fiqh, they know the grammar. And that makes them real scholars. Some issues that we face even here, some debates I have witnessed myself between, even between scholars. They say this fiqh, that fiqh, this opinion, that opinion. And subhanAllah, where they find the solution? In the grammar. And then one of them will bring, okay. This is this dalil, this evidence from the Quran or from the Sunnah. Let's apply the Arabic language. Let's test the dalil with grammar. And subhanAllah, one of the opinions becomes stronger just with that dalil. Provided, of course, it's something that they can debate about. It's not the clear-cut halal and haram. So it is important. Shu'bah, one of the ulama, tabi'een, said, تعلموا العربية فإنها تزيد في العقل. Subhanallah. This is maybe, for it's my first time to hear it, but he's a alim, he's a muhaddith. Shu'bah said, learn Arabi, إنها تزيد في العقل. It grows your brain, it grows your intellectual, the Arabi. And I only feel this when I receive through WhatsApp, through Facebook, some sentences in Arabic language that has a lot of wisdom in. The first feeling, wallahi, I have two feelings. I talk about my personal experience. Two feelings mixed at the same time. The first feeling is, subhanallah, couple of words it can redirect my thinking. It can correct my life. It reminds me with so many things that I forgot to practice. A couple of words, such a powerful reminder, because I understand those words in Arabic. The second feeling is, I feel so sorry that my children, my own children, cannot feel this feeling, cannot have this understanding for those simple words, simple Arabic words, a hikmah, a wisdom, a hadith, a dua, a description, a tafsir, a fiqh, a alim qawl, a history. The way it is described in the language is so powerful, so meaningful, so attached to the heart. There is a secret, wallahi, in this language. This language is really powerful, and I really wanted to talk about it here today. It's a topic everybody knows, but let's tackle it. Let's wake this thing inside our hearts. And the Quran, in the ayat, Surah Ar-Rahman, قال تعالى الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. علمه البيان. Before saying الشمس والقمر والنجم والسودان والجبال, all these ni'am, all these beautiful proofs and ayat that Allah exists, all these powers of Allah Azza wa Jal, He started after the Quran and Khalq al-Insan with al-Bayan. Al-Bayan means the clarity of communication, the words, the Arabic, basically. The Bayan. All the Anbiya, all the Rusul, without this Bayan, without the language, they cannot communicate the deen. They cannot communicate the Risala, the message. So the conclusion of this part, Al-Arabiyyatu Al-Fusha, and here this message for the Arab, for those who were born in Arabic countries. Al-Arabiyyatu Al-Fusha sabiluna li ta'allum ad-din. The Fusha Arabi, the language of the Quran, is our way, is our main way to learn our deen fully, which will help us learn Quran and Sunnah, which help us learn Tariq, Shi'r, Nathar, the history, the poetry. There is so much power in poetry. And Nathar, the essays, the stories. Subhanallah, ilm of the language opens the door to many sectors of ilm that are not available for those who are weak in language or don't know the language. العامية تفرقنا والفصحى تجمعنا. 26 countries used to speak one language, beside Muslims who lives in non-Islamic or non-Arab countries. And they were dissected in early 1900s into 26 countries. And each country was given a flag, given a border to fight for, and they considered the next to the border who was my brother yesterday, today he became my enemy. And if that brother of mine crosses the border without permission, I'm allowed to shoot him. And whoever dies in this battle, he is a shaheed of the country, of the land. This, how did they win this battle? By empowering the local accents of the language and putting the fusha behind our backs, only in the books, and putting, subhanAllah, the politics in front. Before that, Islam and the language united this huge, mashallah, almost 500 million people at that time speaks that language. And beside the Muslim brothers and sisters in India and in Pakistan, in Afghanistan, in Bangladesh, in Kafkaz, in Turkmenistan, in wherever they are, they live under the Islamic management, Islamic countries, in this Islamic system. They used to learn Arabic. They used to learn Arabic. One of the ways that the enemies of Arab and Arabic language and the Islam, even in some countries, they took the Arabic away from the adhan, away from the dhikr, away from our Islamic events. That will tell you what the power that Allah Azza wa Jal have put in the Arabic language. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين فاستغفروا الله تفوزوا. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. آمين. I was born, for example, in a non-Arabic speaking society. I was born a Muslim, or I embraced Islam at a later stage of my life. So Allah Azza wa Jal, will He hold me responsible for not talking Arabic or Leno? Of course not. But since Allah Azza wa Jal made it easy for you to learn the language of Quran, to learn the language of Islam, to make the deen easy on you, it is my responsibility to seek that knowledge. And wallahi, for those, I say wallahi, for those who tried it, Allah made it so easy for them. A few years ago, I prayed in one of the masajid in Mississauga behind a young guy. He's not from the Arabic language. He's not from the Arab countries, but he is one of the best hafiz I've ever seen in my life. And mashallah, he reminded me with Abdul Basit, Sheikh Abdul Basit. He reminded me of Sheikh Al-Husari. His voice, so beautiful. It was in Ramadan. And then I came to him, he's early 20s, mashallah. I hugged him and I told him I'm proud of him. And then before I left, I asked him, mashallah, I'm sure you speak Arabic also, you understand what you're reading. And he said, no. I was, what? I was shocked. That time only I understood that there's so many hafiz of Quran. They do not understand Al-Quran. Now they do understand few verses. They do from repetition, from lessons, from Islamic school, here and there. They know La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, what does it mean? All of us know it. But to know the language, to know the story, to enjoy it the way those who speaks, and I'm not telling you, not all Arabs speaks Arabic very well. Those who speaks Arabic, they don't have that enjoyment. And here it came to my mind, subhanallah. So we really have to tell those who love Al-Quran and wants to memorize it, they put so much effort, years. I personally know someone who took his kids out of school and he made them homeschooling for 4 years so they become hafiz. Some part of that should be learning Arabic. So they will enjoy. Al-Quran is not just for memorization, brothers and sisters. It is to understand. It's for guidance. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. هدى للمتقين. How can a book of guidance, a system of guidance I can be guided with if I do not love it, live it, believe in it, understand it, enjoy reading it with a language that it's mine. I can give you a small example. Let's say if there is a beautiful story that everybody talked about, or even a movie, but it's in Chinese and you don't know Chinese, and you just watch it and you feel good about it. How much would you understand of that story? Even if you know how to read Chinese, but you don't understand anything, it's useless. Of course, Quran, even if you don't understand Arabic, it's useful. Don't misunderstand me. Quran, even if you listen it and you do not understand anything, it will work with you. But we're talking about perfection. Talking about what Allah Azza wa Jal will ask us about. It is possible. It is possible. MashaAllah, some of my friends have teachers online for their children daily, half an hour daily only, online. The teacher, I think she's in Syria or Egypt, and he pays that teacher like $30 or $50 a month. Something that we go out and have a meal somewhere and we spend it. And that teacher every day spends half an hour with those three, he have 3 children, online. MashaAllah, they speak Fusha now. Little by little. This is where I'll end my khutbah by 10 advices. We need to leave with a homework. We can't just listen and feel good and go, or feel bad. We have to have some things to do. And I did not put them in sequence. I just gathered them, because from one person to another, the priorities are different. Number one of the main things that will help you and help your children learn Arabic are the schools, actual schools. If you can, the Islamic schools have an Arabic curriculum. Some of them have a more powerful Arabic curriculum than others. Please enroll yourself, if you can, and your children. And this should be a priority to learn from a school. Why? Because they take you from A, B, C, D, Alif, Ba, Ta, all the way, and you learn and you put examples and you live for a while. Now, if that is not possible offline, online, and it's very cheap. And subhanAllah, if you search a bit, there is a lot of schools are free online. Free. Number 3, because offline and online. So number 3, reading. So if your child or yourself, you know how to read Quran, that is good enough for you to start reading books as well. And read the meanings. And any language in the world, they say if you take the most used words of that language, let's say there are 1,000 words that are mostly used in language X, and let's say Arabic, 1,000 words. Learn the meanings in English, learn the meanings in Arabic as well, learn the spelling, learn the derivatives of it, when it is past, future, present tense, and that one word, play with the word, put it in sentences, 1,000 words. Let's take one word a day. 1,000, that's how many, 3 years? That's fine. You will be able to understand and communicate very well. So reading and practicing reading in this way by vocabulary and grammar will do. Another solution, make a small library at home. Arabic, English, Urdu, if you're from Urdu language background, and let this library, your children, when they want to read, they sit beside it in a corner of a room, anywhere, in the corridor. You have to have physical books in your house. And you have to make at least once a week a session of, come on, how much did you read? Come on, tell me what did you benefit? Practice what they learned from those reading. And when I hear today, I mean reading Arabic books, small stories, comics, history, hadith. The hadith itself, the hadith, all the hadith. And the Quran by itself, they have all the language you need. As non-Arabs, you want to learn Arabic, to learn your deen, the Quran and hadith. If you learn Quran alone in terms of language, you cannot always read the hadith. There's a lot of words in the hadith, they are not in the Quran. And the way the hadith is phrased, it's different from Quran. That's why you need to have that knowledge. Listening, hearing Quran and hadith, and hearing electronic or audio books will help your ears get familiar with the language. Writing. Even I'm from an Arabic country. I've lived my life, most of my life in Arabic countries. When I tell my own children to write in English a page, what did you do today? They do it in a minute. Tell them about it in Arabic. They freeze. They freeze. And that's something, it's dangerous. It's not enough that you read Quran. It's not enough that you recite Quran. You need to practice writing with a pen. If you tell your child, write La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and they don't know how to write it, you will be scared one day the technology for any reason stops. Nothing works. We go back to writing. When they go to a masjid and they see writing and they don't know what is that about, there is something missing. And this is a price, a tax we pay for living in a non-Arabic speaking countries. Can we do something about it? The answer is yes. How much? It depends. But we have to do something about it. We have to do something about it. And one of the funny things that happens, and it happens a lot with me because I try to help people get married sometimes, is a lot of rejection happens because of the language. I know guys are looking for wives, and then after, they like the way they look, and then they start, I said, she doesn't speak Arabic, and I want my children to speak Arabic. Yeah, but how long did that lady or girl have been here? 5 years. And 5 years, and she lost it. And she lived 10 years or 15 years back. She lost it. Very easy to lose the Arabic language here, and even with Arabs. So there is a lot of importance to learn Arabic and teach your children Arabic, especially if your children originally from an Arab family. And I tell you the truth, we Arabs here, we're not doing much about it. Most of us, للأسف. Also, I was happy the other day, a young girl came to me, and she is in Islamic school. SubhanAllah, that Islamic school has a lot of focus in Arabic, and she started telling me how much she learned about the grammar. جملة اسمية, جملة فعلية, مبتدأ وخبر, صفة وموصوف. These are examples of grammar in Arabic. It made that girl understand the phrases more better, and she was so proud of it. And how much it took her to learn it? She's only 11. It took her a couple of months. Little bit of grammar every day. Here we have, mashallah, Sheikh Yasser Aboutaha, he holds sometimes grammar classes and Arabic for non-Arabic speaking. And a lot of masajid, the resources are there. Very important to learn the grammar. Visiting countries, those who speak Arabic and practice Arabic, very important. Even if you just hear. We have, mashallah, here in the masjid, Saturday morning, an Arabic only session, 2 hours. And I see, mashallah, people non-Arab speaking, they sit with us, and I tell them, you enjoy it? They said, yes. We know some, but it's increasing. They enjoy the vibe. They learn, and if they have a question, they can ask. That is good enough for those who don't travel a lot. For those who can travel, go, stay a couple of weeks in Saudi, in Egypt, in Iraq, in Kuwait, wherever you can, wherever you have business or tourism or a family, and take your children with you. Let them live the language and try to push them to practice it. One good exercise a friend of mine taught me about, it is practicing Arabic Fusha once a day in a week. And of course, the first few weeks, nobody will talk in the house. Today, no one talks to each other except with Arabic Fusha, Al-Arabiyyatul Fusha. No slang, no mixing, the Arabic English new language. No accent, Arabic Fusha. They will, first few times, no one talks, but kids love to talk. They have to ask their mom or dad for things. This is one small example, and it does work if you really put it. Of course, a dua, another very important. Make dua that Allah will, if Allah want to teach you, wallahi, subhanallah, miracles can happen. Miracles can happen. Last, حضور مجالس العلم, as mentioned a while ago, that attend sessions, attend khutbah. That here we have Arabic khutbah once a week, once of a Jum'ah. In summer we had twice. So I think the khutbah after this, which is 1 o'clock, it's in Arabic. It's a good, if you can come 1 o'clock and listen to khutbah in Arabic. I know you might not learn a lot from the beginning, but make it, do 2 khutbah, 1 Arabic, 1 English. The first one for Jum'ah, the second one is for you to also enjoy the lessons learned by Arabic. The bottom line, I'll end with the same ayah that I've started with saying, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون. اللهم علمنا بما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اغفر لنا فيما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أنت أعلم به منا. اللهم احفظ علينا ديننا. اللهم علمنا القرآن. اللهم علمنا لغة القرآن. اللهم علمنا سنة الحبيب المصطفى العدنان محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان. اللهم آتنا الخير حيث شئت وعلمت. اللهم آت نفسي تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم احفظ أبناءنا واحفظ زوجاتنا واحفظ بناتنا واحفظ بيوتنا واحفظ أموالنا واحفظ صحتنا واحفظ أولياء أمورنا. احفظ أمهاتنا وآبائنا حيث كانوا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ارحم من مات منهم. اللهم احفظ من بقي منهم على قيد الحياة. اللهم اجعلنا بآبائنا وأمهاتنا بارين واجعلهم عنا راضين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم احشرنا مع الحبيب المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم في الفردوس الأعلى من غير سابقة عذاب ولا حساب. اللهم اجعلنا له جيرانا. اللهم شفعه فينا. اللهم شفعه فينا. اللهم شفعه فينا. اللهم اجعل هذا البلد آمنا مستقرا يا أرحم الراحمين وسائر بلاد المسلمين. اللهم احفظنا من فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك. آمين آمين آمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. وأنت يا أخي أقم الصلاة.